What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today we're doing some post-commentary on a battle I had earlier this evening. This is the German 9.0 lineup. We're starting off with the Radkampfwagen 90. This is a very powerful tank, and as you'll see, I take it to an area of Sinai where I don't normally go. If you're familiar with my videos, I typically go towards the Charlie Cap. But here I'm going to take advantage of the speed that the Radkampf has. We're going to try and get up to this next couple of dunes and try and defend this left spawn, or this left flank. The flank is very powerful if the enemy team can get there, and I'm hopeful that I can intercept anything that's headed that direction because of my speed. This is an amazingly fast vehicle. As I crest the hill, I see a tank incoming. It's a Chieftain Mark 10. And I say this with all due respect to people who are using the Chieftain Mark 10, but do not flank it on this map like that. It's far too slow to make that gap. It just will never make it. And if you're in a convoy, what are you doing? I feel like these people don't either play this side of the map with those vehicles, or for whatever reason they just never encounter any sort of resistance when they do try to flank. Either way, my advice is only flank towards what is the western flank from my perspective if you're in something fast. Typically this is Abrams, XM1s, M18s, it just depends on what tier of vehicle you're playing. A Chieftain Mark 10 is just far too slow. A Conway is like a turtle, it's just not good enough. And so anything with some speed will be able to get to this area and deny this area of the map. It doesn't have to be a Radkampf, a Leopard A1A1, a TAM, you name it. Germany has it, Italy has it. Virtually every nation has some sort of vehicle that can deny the western flank. If you're able to do that, you are basically eliminating almost a third of the map. Between a quarter and a third. And it's really powerful. It forces the people who are spawning in the western spawn point to either consider spawning in the east or spawn in the west and come up with a different plan. Either way, it really disrupts their plans, it disrupts their flow, and getting to this spot is really powerful. I got a Leopard next to me. He's got the same sort of plan as I do. We just want to lock down this quarter of the map. Conqueror again. It's just too slow. It's outmatched against this gun. The Radkampf has... It fires a DM33 shell, so a Conqueror just does not stand a chance. There's really nothing that you will face that you can't deal with this thing. I think it's under-tiered, personally. It's 9.0 currently. I think it belongs at 9.3 at the lowest. The only thing that I dislike with it is that it doesn't have any sort of thermals. If it had thermals, even Gen 1, I think it would be a 9.7. It really is that good just because of its mobility and the DM33 shell. That combination is just remarkable. So if we take a look at the minimap, we have guys pretty much everywhere. We got the Alpha Cap under control. No one's been able to flank to the west. So we've done our job. Guys are around Bravo, but they're not capping for some reason. And I believe that's a dead vehicle behind a rock, so I can't hit it. Charlie is where the majority of the enemy team is. And I, of course, cannot do anything about that because of the way that the map is designed. So I'm going to eventually make my way up towards north of Bravo with this Leopard since he seems to have been able to get there safely. But they do have an AMX-32 on their team, and he has been wiping out a few of our players, and that's a player that I'm kind of weary of. I don't know where he is at the time that I was playing this, so I don't know where to look. And here we go. We just lost the Leopard. The AMX-32 took him out. Problem is, I don't know where he is. In the middle of the map with a Soviet tank. He's got a busted gun. I can't get to him in time. I didn't have the gun depression. The Radkampf has excellent gun depression. You notice the front of the tank has a very steep slope, so you can depress your gun quite well. It's got a negative, it's got 9 degrees of gun depression, so it's excellent. And it was one of the reasons I was able to deal with those first waves of vehicles as they try to make the western flank. T-55 comes out of the spawn, and I put a nice shot into him. He pushes forward and repairs behind a rock. And so I'm just hanging out here, looking for new targets. I'm really looking for that AMX-32 as well. I would like to take him out. The AMX-32, as it turns out, is somewhere behind where that T-55 is. But of course, at the time, I didn't know. I kind of assumed that he was over by Charlie, and perhaps next to one of those really large boulders, and was perhaps sniping towards Bravo, and that's why he got this Leopard. Behind me, I get flanked by a Shilka. Never saw him, never heard him, but because he hit me, I am now lit up for the enemy team on their mini-map, so they know where I am. And that T-55 has finished repairing, and I just in the nick of time managed to take him out. I just got lucky that I saw him out of the corner of my eye moving behind that rock. I think if I had been like a third of a second slower, I would have been dead. But we got an opportunity to repair our engine, which got damaged by the Shilka. But I'm still concerned about that AMX-32. I don't want to push the spawn. I don't like the spawn camp. Not especially on Cyan. I do not like the spawn system on this map. It's just too dangerous. But there's an object 279 pushing. Take him out. I push forward to get the Shilka, but he's already dead, as it turns out. Which is fine by me. A Gepard got him, and an AMX got me. That was the AMX that's been racking up kills. And he was, as I said, he was behind where that T-55 was. He's in a pretty nice little hold down area, so he's able to use his gun depression as well as make use of that powerful APFS-DS shell. We take a look at the scoreboard, and we are behind on teammates. They have more players, but we have a ticket lead. We have actually a significant ticket lead. But that's going to change. No, I took out the G91 R3 because I've been trying to get some practice with these Nords. You saw me in the R4 version, which carries 2 Nords, and I'm okay with the Nords, but not great. Not great. I don't practice with this plane nearly often enough to be good. So we have a whole bunch of enemies here coming towards our spawn. And of course, the one I happened to pick was the object, and I missed. I missed my target. I tried to hit his track. Helicopter. We're in a very maneuverable plane. It's able to get rid of a lot of speed in a quick turn. And this guy doesn't even seem to notice we're here. So, we take him down. The CV takes down the object 279 so we can get out of here. Get some airspeed up. We want to come back around. But I tried to go for the track on the object because you can often kill targets with high explosive by shooting their track. And I figured I could use the same principle and maybe do the same sort of thing with the ATGM. But obviously I didn't hit my target, so So much for that. There's a target here along the rock. I tried to line it up, but I missed way short, and it's an M18. I mean, how do you miss an M18? Such a lightly armored target. So, we got a helicopter down, we got a kill assist, but we really didn't accomplish a whole heck of a lot. All we ended up doing is feeding the enemy team with some additional spawn points because of my death. Next up, we have the KPC-70. Once again, we're taking the left-hand spawn, western spawn. We're headed back towards our Bravo point. That's what we're gonna predominantly play, is in between Alpha and Bravo. I don't want to go to Charlie because there are just so many people over there. The last time I was in the area anyway. Even though we did eliminate some of them, I still know that there are people there. There's a reason we don't have guys pushing up. But as you saw, I saw somebody just peeking out. I wait for him to push out a little further, get his engine. He promptly smokes up, which makes it pretty easy for me to take him out. If you're in a situation like this and you have a fully operational gun, don't smoke up. You give yourself no opportunity to see where you're being shot from, so you're able to get taken out very easily. It's a T-54. He could have killed me. I mean, it's not the easiest shot. You know, use the T-54 against the KPZ, but it's certainly doable. So we push up, peek around the rock here just to make sure that the coast is clear, and we see some movement. It's a T-62M and a Shilka, but it's not just any Shilka. It's the one that killed me just a minute ago. So we get eye for an eye. Mark the mini-map for my teammate behind me so that he doesn't get caught by surprise. But he gets caught by surprise anyway. Take him down. There's nothing he could do. The Leopard may have had problems dealing with the T-62M anyway, because the T-62M has that added armor. And the Leopard, if he's firing heat FS, he could have issues dealing with that add-on armor. So I push up for the cap, and I see something in the distance, and I push out to take him down, and the AMX-32 pops up again. He is relocated in between Bravo and Charlie. Very smart. Very smart. He's being more aggressive. He's no longer camping in between the spawn and Charlie. But we're starting to run out of tanks. We are down to just a couple of players on our team. I marked the map so that my guys know where the MX was. But as you can see, we have only a few players left compared to them. They still have probably 40% of their team, or close to it. Now, instead of going right back towards Bravo, I decided to head towards my teammates and give them a hand. After all, I knew that one of their players, one of the enemy players, was along these rocks. My teammates marked him on their mini-map, so I know exactly where he is. Be a nice side shot. T-62M goes down, but enemy plane comes in and strafes me. This is what really ruins strategy, because your surprise, the whole element of surprise is suddenly gone. They have two airplanes up. You got a P-47 and that I-16, I believe it was. And while the I-16 is certainly not going to kill very many vehicles on the ground, he can mark me. He can mark my teammates, and that will give his teammates the intel as to where we are. Once again, we very slowly peek around the corner to see if the coast is clear, and it is. So let's head on up towards Bravo and see what else is there. Now, what surprises me is the MX-32 isn't here waiting in the shadows looking to ambush me, because that's what I would probably try and do. Take a look around, see a 163, pop him. There was another SPA behind him, but I don't have a clean shot on him, so I'll pull in, start the decap, and back up. I just want to stop and listen. I couldn't tell if it was my engine or if it was something to my left. I wasn't 100% sure. I'm wary of that AMX-32. I don't want to peek out too far. And look, sure enough, there's a tank on my left. It's an SPA. It's another Shilka. Do some damage to him. He does quite a bit of damage to me. Most importantly, he takes out my turret ring. But I have other problems. You got Sergeant York comes in, and I don't know if you noticed that, but the MX-32 was right there with him. So the MX-32 wasn't too far away. So we just cannot seem to get Bravo under our control. There's just so many SPA up. Meanwhile, our teammates, one managed to slip past the enemy's defenses near Charlie, got to the cap, but these other two yahoos, I don't know what they're doing. They seem to be stopped by something. They're not talking in chat, so I don't know what's going on. Drop artillery on Bravo. Drive forward to my TAM, scouting the area, see if there's anything coming in towards the Alpha cap, and I see a helicopter. This is a problem. I decide to engage the helicopter because I figured I didn't have anything to lose. If I engage the helicopter and kill him, that's great. If I engage the helicopter and die, no, that sucks. But if I go in towards Bravo, just willy-nilly, risk it all, I'll die guaranteed. Because the TAM has hull break. And basically any ATGM anywhere near me is going to result in my dying. And I did not expect him to already have a second ATGM on the way. That one caught me by surprise, I have to admit. So now we are running low on vehicles, we're running low on tickets. I decided to switch things up and head towards the Charlie cap and maybe help our teammates get past whatever was over here. I don't know if you noticed that, but the Mi-24 just got killed by a J-22. That's like a tier 1 or tier 2 Swedish airplane. That's the hero we need. Get rid of that helicopter. So I asked my guys what it is, and nothing. Sergeant York takes down the J-22, of course, which is, you know, what are you going to do? You're in the J-22. You're not the fastest thing in the world, and the Sergeant York, depending on whether or not it has the shells, could have proximity fuses, and that's very powerful. The Gepard engages a T-55 right here in front of me, but he's not the only thing up here. Up on the hill, there's the T-62, which takes out the Gepard. The mouse isn't doing anything. I don't have a clean shot. I suck at third-person shots, I'm sorry. So I push around the corner, take him out. I do bounce a shot somehow. I don't know if he probably shot the top of my engine deck is the best I can assume. And we start the decap. Finally. You see that? Just on the other side of that little rock there, there's a tank. Now, I'm in a Leopard, not the best armored vehicle. We got a mouse to my left, very well armored, but not very maneuverable. Can't really get that gun swiveled around, so he's obviously in a better position to take him on, whatever it is. I had no idea what it was at the time. As it turns out, it's just an M19 SPA. And I was terrified of it. Meanwhile, the Leopard comes in and takes out the MX-32 that's been a harassment. He's killed me multiple times. But the mouse is going after the mystery vehicle, the M19. And I am just kind of watching the spawn area to my right. And I see some movement in the background. I want to help that mouse if I can. The problem is the vehicle that's going to come from their spawn is not just any vehicle. It's a very well armored vehicle. It's a new vehicle. It's the Object 279. And he shoots my track, so I can't really do anything. I can't really support the mouse at this point. And to make matters worse, there's also an IT-1 to our right of the Object 279. So the mouse is being slammed by the IT-1, the M19, and the Object 279. And I just have to wait until the object turns his gun towards the mouse. And when he does that, I lean out and I take a shot and take him out. Now, the mouse goes down, unfortunately, because of the Object 279. But the object isn't, or excuse me, the mouse isn't alone. There's another vehicle there. There's an ASRock. I never even noticed him enter the fight. Like, what even is that? It dropped like 10 feet from my tank and it killed me. Yeah, whatever, War Thunder. We are hurting. Managed to get 15 kills on the ground, 1 kill in the air. And you know what? That Leopard, he's cleaning up. The Leopard and the CV are just cleaning up in the middle of the map. Took out the AMX-32, the ASRock, a couple of SPA. Somehow, some way, we managed to pull this victory out. And I didn't think we were. I thought for sure we were going to lose this. We are at such a player deficit that I really thought that this was a lost match. But you got to give this team credit. They stuck it out. They kept respawning. And that, what I feel, is the number one key to winning tank matches. It's just keep respawning. Heavy lineup. If I had only put the Radkampf in my lineup to try to make a video, I never would have had a match like this. I never would have gotten 16 kills. 19,000 RP. But really, it really shows what is possible and what is sometimes necessary. It was a long freaking battle. I think the only thing that I would change in my lineup is I would remove the Squadron ME262 that I have in there and replace it with the Gepard SPA, because that's the only really weakness, is I just don't have a good anti-air. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a bit of a marathon match, but if you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button, and of course if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care guys.